Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Ji Fingxing recalled the first time he met Yu Shangrong. In hindsight, he had been foolishly arrogant. To think he had once tried to challenge an elite like Yu Shangrong. If Yu Shangrong had used any one of the techniques he used today, he would have died. When he thought about this, chills ran up his spine. After casting Primal Restoration, an energy sword returned to Yu Shangrong's palm. He swung the sword as he stood in the air. The red and golden opponents streaked across the sky as they clashed. Wu looked up and said, "When I met him, I knew his sword techniques are more powerful than yours, but I didn't expect him to be so powerful. Senior brother, can you promise me you won't get mad if I speak my mind?" Can you not speak your mind, then?" Ji Fingxing had a strong hunch that Wu's words were going to be hurtful. As though she did not hear Ji Fingxing's words, Wu said, "I feel that you're unworthy of being Big Brother's student." Ji Fingxing held onto the railing to stabilize himself after receiving the verbal blow from Wu. He said, I'm not angry. There's also Big Brother's eldest senior brother. He's powerful as well. I think. Stop thinking. I'll admit it, alright? Ji Fingxing could no longer take it and interjected, "I really can't keep up with learning the sword and the saber at the same time." He sighed after he finished speaking. Since Ji Fingxing and Wu knew the duo had profound cultivation bases, it was obvious their mastery of the sword and the saber must be extraordinary as well. Many cultivators would probably clamor to learn from them, and yet, out of everyone, he was given this opportunity. Alas, he did not have the capability. What could be more hurtful than these words? After dozens of rounds, the golden and red energies retreated at the same time. Yu Shangrong remained unscathed. He hovered gracefully in the air as his longevity sword returned to his hand. He looked down at the red runes on the longevity sword, everything was normal. On the other hand, Liang Zidao's arms were numb. Beads of sweat could be seen on his forehead, and his eyes were bloodshot. Yu Shangrong's exceptional combat strength and tenacity had exceeded his expectations. He could hardly believe Yu Shangrong was just an 8-leaf cultivator. In the end, he stared at Yu Shangrong and asked, "The outcome hasn't been decided even after such a long fight. Do you intend to continue?" Of course. Since the outcome had not been decided, it was only natural for them to continue. Liang Zidao said, "What do you say if we end it here? I will consider your suggestion of leaving the Thousand Willow Monastery." Tian Buji, Ji Fingxing, and Wu were rendered speechless by these words. There was no such thing as reason in the cultivation world. Reasons were born from the fists. Zhenghai shook his head, feeling bored. Yu Shangrong smiled faintly and replied, "My apologies. Opportunities usually don't come knocking twice." After he finished speaking, he stepped forward. He held the sword in his right hand and pointed the tip down. With every step he took, a faint golden ripple appeared under his feet. Yu Zhenghai frowned deeply when he saw this. Junior brother is. In his opinion, he had the desolate gray jasper saber and his peak 8-leaf cultivation base. If he fought seriously, he could defeat an 8.5-leaf cultivator. However, he did not expect his second junior brother, with a heaven-grade weapon, to be capable of defeating an 8.5-leaf cultivator. To be honest, he was having trouble wrapping his head around this. Liang Zidao moved forward as well. "Do you really think that I can't kill you?" As soon as he finished speaking, he launched several beams of red energy. Then, he hastily brought out another pill from his brocade pouch and sent it into his mouth. With no pause in his movement, he fished out a handful of talismans before he finally joined his palms together. When Liang Zidao separated his palms, the talismans were burning in red flames. Upon seeing this, Tian Buji cried out loudly, "Watch out! It's karmic fire generated from talismans." The Flying Star House disciples instinctively turned to look at Tian Buji. As expected, the Thousand Willow Monastery was truly colluding with foreign cultivators. The dozens of cultivators from the Flying Star House closest to Tian Buji and the others made a move toward them. "Who allowed you to move?" Yu Zhenghai flicked his thumb. He did not move, but his jasper saber rose. It buzzed, attracting the other's attention. Then, he suddenly stomped his feet. Boom. The flying chariot creaked noisily before it cracked. At lightning speed, Zhenghai shot into the midst of the flying star house disciples. He caught his jasper saber and began to swing it around. With every swing of his blade, a disciple from the flying star house would fall from the sky. As he moved, he left after images in his wake. Tian Buji exclaimed in surprise, a desolate grade weapon. It's truly terrifying. These small fries were easily dealt with by Zhenghai in no time at all. The flying star house disciples did not even have time to react when their stomachs were split open and their necks were sliced by the cold jasper saber. After he was done dealing with the small fries, Zhenghai did not even deign to look at the low-rank cultivators. He returned the jasper saber to its sheath and turned around with his hands on his back. He continued watching Yu Shangrong and Liang Zidao. At this moment, Liang Zidao's hands were once again filled with talismans. The flames met Yu Shangrong's longevity sword before he caught it in his hand. Even if this is a heaven-grade weapon, I'll break it. Liang Zidao twisted his hand in an attempt to break the longevity sword. Yu Shangrong released his grip and struck with his palm. Whiz. Yu Shangrong's avatar appeared. Whiz. The red avatar appeared as well. Boom. A loud noise rang in the air as the red and golden avatars collided. At this moment, Yu Shangrong's longevity sword was still caught between Liang Zidao's hands. Liang Zidao said, I won't make the same mistake twice. But you already did. Yu Shangrong controlled his avatar and launched an energy fist. His avatar moved and punched out at the stationary red avatar. It made no difference if the avatar had a red lotus. Boom. The punch landed on the red lotus avatar's shoulder, causing it to sway. Liang Zidao felt his mind go blank. When he regained his senses, he hastily flew into his avatar to merge with it. At the same time, he was still holding on to the longevity sword. Burn, karmic fire. The flames between Liang Zidao's palms surged and covered his entire body. Even his avatar burned with red flames. It highly resembled the red lotus karmic fire. Since Yu Shangrong and Zhenghai had never seen the karmic fire before, they found it peculiar. Zhenghai said worriedly, Junior brother, I think I should step in. No need. Yu Shangrong flew into his avatar as well and controlled it from within. At this moment, Liang Zidao charged toward him with his flaming red lotus avatar. He had consumed 2 pills and burned many talismans. He had exhausted all his strength and external tools. All that was left was to burn his sea of qi. He said hoarsely, I don't believe I can't kill an 8-leaf cultivator like you. As soon as he finished speaking, the avatar's red flaming palm struck Yu Shangrong's golden avatar. Yu Shangrong extended his hands. The energy swords in the surroundings flew into the avatar's huge palm. The energy sword was dazzlingly brilliant just like the lotus leaves. After merging together, the avatar instantly launched 3 energy swords. Bam. 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 The energy swords were clearly different from the others. They seemed corporeal. How could an energy sword contain such might? Liang Zidao was repelled. He exclaimed in shock, what's this? Bam. 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 Yu Shangrong launched 3 more energy swords that landed on Liang Zidao's avatar. Liang Zidao was pushed back again. How can these golden energy swords push an avatar back? He took a closer look. The golden avatar was not wielding energy swords, it was wielding the lotus leaves. The lotus was the strongest defense of an avatar, and the lotus leaves were the sharpest parts. All elites knew how to make use of their lotuses and leaves. However, the red lotus domain did not know that the lotus leaves could leave the lotus. They were unaware that Yu Shangrong no longer possessed a golden lotus. When Liang Zidao turned to look behind him, he saw 6 shining golden lotus leaves shooting toward him. The golden avatar threw out another sword, the 7th leaf shot out. Liang Zidao was pushed back again. He could not understand the missing golden lotus when there were lotus leaves. Similarly, Yu Shangrong did not understand the red flames. At this moment, Yu Shangrong attacked with the final leaf like a fired arrow. Liang Zidao had no other choice. He parried with his palms. Die. Boom. The 7 leaves fell like snow and drew across Liang Zidao's avatar. The final leaf mercilessly stabbed into the red avatar. Liang Zidao spat out blood immediately. He held the longevity sword between his flaming red hands, and at the same time, caught the final leaf. Alas, he still could not stop the final leaf from piercing his avatar at the heart. With this, the battle ended. The energy swords and red energy gradually faded away. At this moment, the red avatar was cracking, and the golden avatar wielded its lotus leaf and further thrust the leaf into the red lotus avatar's heart. Liang Zidao was grievously injured. His chest felt heavy. He looked up at the final shining lotus leaf incredulously. How can there be such a powerful 8-leaf? Yu Shangrong remained expressionless as he said flatly, "My apologies, I never said that I'm an 8-leaf cultivator." Realization dawned on Liang Zidao immediately. The red avatar shattered. Liang Zidao's palms separated, and the longevity sword returned to Yu Shangrong's hand. At this moment, primal qi leaked into the surroundings. Liang Zidao watched the 8th golden lotus leaf flying away from him. Just right behind the 8th leaf, he finally saw half a leaf. His breathing was labored as he slowly descended. His eyes were brimming with hatred and contempt. "I see. How despicable. Elder Yi will avenge me." Yu Shangrong looked at the falling Liang Zidao. "Yi Zhen? Are you scared now?" The light in Liang Zidao's eyes was slowly dimming. Yu Shangrong shook his head. "It's too unfortunate you don't have the fortune to meet my master." What do you mean?" "If my master were here, Yi Zhen would surely die," Yu Shangrong replied calmly and confidently. Liang Zidao's blood essence surged, and he spat out another mouthful of blood. His primal qi finally dispersed completely as he plummeted to the ground. Liang Zidao fell. At this moment, Yu Zhenghai's jasper saber flew out again. The technique, sovereign descent, was like the tempestuous sea, and as majestic as the vast ocean. The might and range of this technique far exceeded the dark heaven starlight. The energy sabers blotted out the sight of the land as they descended. They shrouded the flying chariot and the disciples from the flying star house. The desolate grade weapon complemented Yu Zhenghai's peak 8-leaf cultivation base. The might of the energy sabers was on par with an 8.5-leaf cultivator. They easily devoured Liang Zidao. Meanwhile, the Thousand Willow Monastery's Tian Buji, Wu, and Ji Fengxing looked at the energy sabers that rained down from the sky and gulped. They felt their mouths were extremely dry at this moment. Perhaps, their mouths were agape for too long. When they breathed, they felt as though the air grated their windpipes. Their throats were uncomfortably sore. Yu Zhenghai was pleased with his demonstration. He turned around to look at the others, wanting to see what their expressions were like. Just as he wished, the people from the Thousand Willow Monastery looked at him with their mouths hanging wide open. Finally, he asked Yu Shangrong, second junior brother, "You told me if these corpses aren't cut to shreds, our location would be exposed. Since you've defeated Liang Zidao, I took the liberty of dealing with the others. You won't be angry, right?" Before Yu Shangrong could reply, a bitter expression appeared on Ji Fengxing's face as he said, "It makes no difference whether they're reduced to shreds or not. With the huge flying chariot here, there's no way the flying star house will fail to notice it." "It doesn't matter," Yu Zhenghai said, "if you're all afraid, you can run away." Yu Shangrong did not entertain Yu Zhenghai's bragging. Instead, he looked at his longevity sword's blade. In the end, Liang Zidao had caught his longevity sword with the talisman's karmic fire. As a result, the red runes on his blade had been burned off. The red runes had many uses. One of its most important functions was absorbing vitality. As a national of the land of the Melalots, he mainly relied on this to live until now. Moreover, if it were not for the longevity pill, perhaps, he would have already reached his great limit and died. With the red runes gone, Yu Shangrong's mood was slightly affected. These red runes were only found after his 7th junior brother scoured the entire 9 provinces. Their rarity was on par with a heaven-grade weapon. When Yu Zhenghai turned back to look at Yu Shangrong, his smile vanished. Yu Shangrong returned the longevity sword to its scabbard, his expression remained neutral. The duo flew toward the gazebo together. There's more to the talisman's karmic fire than meets the eye, Yu Shangrong said. Yu Zhenghai did not disagree. He nodded and said, without the red runes, your longevity. He knew Yu Shangrong had consumed a longevity pill before. Even so, that would only provide Yu Shangrong with 200 years of life. Yu Shangrong said nonchalantly, I'll just have to reach the 9-leaf stage. He did not know how many years of life would be given to him when he reached the 9-leaf. However, his instinct told him the number of years had to be a lot since it was so difficult to reach the 9-leaf stage. Yu Zhenghai asked, I didn't know you're already at the 8.5-leaf stage. Did you try to reach the 9-leaf stage before? Yes. Ever since Yu Shangrong arrived in the Red Lotus domain, he had spent every day cultivating and teaching Ji Fengxing the basics of swordplay. When the time was ripe, he had attempted the 9-leaf stage. He was quite satisfied with the results, he became an 8.5-leaf cultivator. Why didn't you reach the 9-leaf stage instead? Yu Zhenghai was puzzled. Based on the normal process of cultivation, a peak 8-leaf cultivator could attempt the 9-leaf stage. Usually, from the 1-leaf to the 8-leaf stage, cultivators would succeed in proceeding to the next stage within 3 tries. Those who were talented usually succeeded with their first try. Although his second junior brother was unbearably arrogant, there was no doubt he had an amazing talent for cultivation. Why did his second junior brother did not succeed during the first attempt? Yu Shangrong said, breaking through to the 9-leaf stage will create too huge of a commotion. The 150-foot avatar will definitely draw attention. Moreover, after reaching the 9-leaf stage, I'd be temporarily vulnerable and weakened. I'll have to look for a secluded place to reach the 9-leaf stage next time. Yu Zhenghai nodded. The two fellow disciples' conversation did not escape Ji Fengxing and Wu Wu's ears. Ji Fengxing felt as though he was listening to a conversation between gods. He was stunned speechless. All cultivators wished to reach the 9-leaf stage as soon as possible, and yet, this man forcibly suppressed the process of reaching the 9-leaf stage? Yu Shangrong asked in return, have you ever attempted the 9-leaf stage, eldest senior brother? I'm still waiting for the right time. I have the desolate gray jasper saber, and it's enough for me to protect myself. You, on the other hand, second junior brother. The red runes are external, after all. I'll just have 7th junior brother inscribe a new set when I return to the Evil Sky Pavilion. As the duo continued to converse, it seemed likely that it would escalate into a fight. Naturally, Wu Wu, Ji Fengxing, and the others did not dare to interrupt. The duo just annihilated the entire entourage from the Flying Star House, and yet, they were acting as though nothing out of the ordinary had happened. At this moment, Tian Buji finally regained his senses. He flew over, bowed, and said, Dear guests. Shall we talk in the hall? Yu Shangrong and Yu Zhenghai looked at each other. Might as well. The golden avatar had already been exposed. They were not sure what stance the Thousand Willow Monastery was going to take. Ever since Lu Zhou's demonstration at the Evil Sky Pavilion, the cultivators under the heavens continued searching for opportunities to reach the 9-leaf stage. Currently, the Tian Sect's Nan Gongwei and the Yun Sect's Feng Yizhi were considered the most likely candidates to reach the 9-leaf stage first. Lu Zhou had been thinking. He was now at the 9-leaf stage, and Jiang Wenxu's words seemed to be true. Did this mean his presence would attract the beasts? At this moment. Ding. Killed a target. Reward, 2,000 merit points. Domain extra, 1,000 merit points. The notification of the reward surprised him slightly. 2,000 points. That's at least an 8.5-leaf cultivator. Have they reached the 9-leaf stage? Lu Zhou wondered out loud, I certainly hope so. If Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong had reached the 9-leaf stage, it would be much easier for them to protect themselves. At this moment, a voice rang from the other side of the door. Greetings, Master, Si Wuya said. Enter. Si Wuya entered the room. Master, the 2 academies have come up with improved formations. They'll be made known in a few days. Lu Zhou was slightly moved. He did not expect them to be done so soon. Wuya explained, in the past, the emperor withheld the blueprints. Now that the two academies and the Taishu Academy are working together to research it, it's, indeed, progressing much more quickly. Good. Also, I've had the sky shuttle disassembled. The formation and runes outside can only be activated by a 9-leaf cultivator. It's extremely difficult to fix it, Wuya continued to say. The sky shuttle can only carry one passenger, and the rider won't be able to see outside. Yet, the monk, Fa Kong, managed to accurately arrive at the evil sky pavilion. Someone must have been cooperating with him. Search the nearby mountains, Zhou said. Understood. Also, who do you think Great Yan's second 9-leaf cultivator would be? Zhou asked. Wuya had thought about this before. He immediately smiled and said, if there are no accidents, I think that it'll be eldest senior brother or second senior brother. Eldest senior brother's life was extended by 600 years with the redfish heart and half of Qi Yao's heart. If the remaining half is put to good use, it won't be a problem for them to reach the 9-leaf stage. Second senior brother is the first person to sever his golden lotus. He won't be limited by his longevity. However, we still don't know what happened to him after he fell into the abyss. What about the others? Zhou asked again. Wuya gave it some thought before replying, apart from the reclusive elites, among the known cultivators, the most probable candidate is Ji Qingqing, one of the 8 great generals. Then, there's the 3 sects Nangongwei and Fengyi. Also, senior sister Tianqin if she's able to prolong her life. Ji Qingqing? Zhou did not recognize this name. Xiang Lai was one of the 8 great generals. During the battle at Liang province, he was killed by your abandoned wisdom. Then, the imperial family appointed Ji Qingqing as his replacement to defend Yu province. This person became one of the 8 great generals at a young age. She has amazing talents. If she has recultivated, I reckon that she's already an 8-leaf cultivator now. Second senior brother made a hit list in Yu province, and for some reason, Ji Qingqing was so frightened that she fled the city in the dark of night. Nobody knows where she is right now. This meant it would be difficult to locate Ji Qingqing. Since 9-leaf cultivators would attract the beasts, how did Jiang Wenxiu avoid them? Continue your investigation and find the hidden red lotus cultivators. Also, keep an eye on the beast's movements. Understood. One more thing. I might go to the Red Lotus domain to bring your eldest senior brother and second senior brother back. Wuya was shocked. If you're gone, how is Great Yan going to repel the beasts, master? The Manmans and Xiongqi were not beasts that 8-leaf cultivators could deal with. That's why I'm waiting for the appearance of the second 9-leaf cultivator in Great Yan. I understand. After Wuya left the eastern pavilion, Zhou continued thinking to himself and felt he would feel more at ease if the second 9-leaf cultivator in Great Yan was from the evil sky pavilion. He sighed. The 4 elders were old to begin with. They were close to their great limits. Among his disciples, Yi Tianqin was the only one who was at the 8-leaf stage. Old fourth. Zhou thought about Ming Shirin. Could he be concealing his strength? Although Conk is special, she's still quite behind. She might not reach the 8-leaf stage before little Yuan. After a while, Zhou shook his head to dismiss his thoughts and decided to do a lucky draw. Lucky draw. Ding. Spent 50 merit points. Obtained Binding Cage Card X5. Binding Cage Cards? The item cards were expensive anyway. If he got item cards, it was a big win for him. Lucky draw. Ding. Spent 50 merit points. Obtained Reversal Card X10. 3 days later. South of Great Yan. Amid a forest with towering trees. A middle-aged man had one knee on the ground as he looked at the dozens of restrictions beyond the woodlands. The most likely candidate to be the second 9-leaf cultivator in Great Yan is Nan Gongwei. He had remained hidden for a long time. Yet, he did not feel the surge of primal chi that was unique to a cultivator breaking through to the 9-leaf stage. In the afternoon, a huge group of flying beasts appeared on the horizon. The beasts' number grew, and they kept attacking the dozens of barriers of the 3 sects' 10 holy lands. Upon seeing this, the middle-aged man widened his eyes as he mumbled to himself, "They're here. Alas, there are no huge beasts. These people are pretty lucky."